All right, another day, another Ace Attorney. So last time I ended up finishing off case number 3, which ended in a mistrial being called, and the defendant, who clearly wasn't as innocent as he looked before the mistrial was called, was murdered in the very same evidence in which he had faked, as he was burned alive inside of the carriage. It was also that I found out yesterday that there is a second half to this game. So it is not just 5 cases, it's assumably 7 cases to go. Since I'm currently on case 4 and it's just started at the very beginning, because I expected to go longer yesterday, but the trial was a lot shorter than I thought. So we did, in fact, start case number 4, which turns out there is another person from Japan who is here in Britain, and he was near a woman when she was stabbed in the back. Assumably, she might die, but currently she is still alive. And so far, there's only one other person who was around, who the defendant did not see, but has said they saw him, and that was one of the British police, a Bobby, who apparently is the witness who saw him fleeing and was the only other person around this woman who was laying on the street stabbed. So currently they are going after him, and to make it worse, our esteemed friend Herlock Sholmes has also said that this guy was the one who did it. Now, everybody loves Herlock Sholmes's deductions, but as we found out on the boat, his deductions are all just kind of fucked up and wrong. He has the right idea, but he always just says the wrong things or makes the wrong connections when he says it. He kind of has a little bit of dyslexia of his deductions, apparently. So we're going to have to deal with that. However, we are currently on the streets of London. We have just talked to his assistant, which, of course, he has a 10-year-old assistant because, sure, whatever game, who is claiming to be Watson, which I always assumed that the one murdered in the first trial is assumably her father, or maybe the original Watson. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to find out how this game actually plays with this. But yeah, so we are investigating the murders, and we are now about to talk to Herlock Sholmes himself to find out more information before we take this to trial. Which I don't even know if this is even going to go to a trial, considering we have so far done a court case, an investigation, a court case, and now we're doing lots of investigation stuff. So I don't know. I don't think this is going to be going to a trial. I think this is probably going to be finishing off an investigation, and then either the next case is separate or the next case is us doing the trial for this current stabbing. I have no idea what to find out. However, like Stormpike helped me find out, or at least notice, that when we go to select adventure, there is the Great Ace Attorney Adventures, and there's also the Great Ace Attorney to Resolve, which is the second half of this set of games that was released at the same time. So that's good to know. So we are going to... Wait, what am I doing? No. We're going to continue. We continue with part 2 of The Clouded Kokoro. 19th February, 2:38 p.m., Briar Road. It looks as though the police are still here, carrying on with their investigation. Perfect. So let's find Inspector Gregson as quickly as possible. Yes, and let's see if he'll take a break from his chips to look at that silver tip Iris gave us for him. Alright, everything else is still here, so... Inspector Gregson, do you have a moment?
I'm sorry to say I don't. I'm a very busy man. Much too busy to talk to a pair of foreign gadabouts.
Wait, am I doing that voice right?
Much too busy to talk to a pair of foreign gadabouts, that's for sure.
We have these for you. A present from Miss Iris Wilson.
What? For me? From her ladyship?
Her ladyship.
Give me here at once. Come on, hand it over. That's for me.
Don't wait for me to give it to you, will you? What was that coin exactly?
It's a silver crown, obviously, but it's a lot more than that. It's an appearance fee. That's what it is.
An appearance fee? Oh, I see. You mean...
That's right. For the adventures of Herlock Sholmes. Her ladyship always offers me a little financial reward for featuring me. Every time.
Yes, of course. I know all about your exploits, Inspector. I read them avidly.
Of course, using my name without my say-so does make me the butt of a lot of unpleasant jokes, but still.
I'm sorry, Inspector. That must be difficult for you. At least you get to afford endless fish and chips. I'm still actually kind of jealous of that.
Never you mind that. So, what do you want to know then?
Sorry?
Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem, it says. Well, obviously it's not a problem. Go on, fire away. What do you want to know?
Well, if you wouldn't mind, Inspector, we'd very much like to know the address of Mr. Natsume's lodgings.
Ah, the little knife-wielding mustache Japanese fella. He lives in a right old hovel. Just over there, look.
It is there, okay.
On the first floor of that house in the corner where that wreck of a bicycle's propped up.
That is nearby indeed.
If I remember rightly, the landlord is a Mr. John Garrideb. Right, Dale. If you see her again, make sure you give her ladyship my regards, you hear? No, I mean it. You tell her that Gregson sends his very best wishes.
Don't worry, Inspector. We will.
Goodbye for now, then. As long as live her ladyship.
Fuck the Queen. This girl at least pays my bills. Well, at least he told us what we wanted to know before we left. Yes. So then, shall we go to see what we can find in Mr. Natsume's lodgings? Definitely. Now, I already did examine this area before, which we can't really explore more until they fuck off. Oh. That's a rather typical old brick building, isn't it? I'm sure it has a long and interesting history. Well, time certainly seems to have taken its toll on the place. It's crooked and sagging all over. In fact, it looks decidedly worse shape than other houses around here. According to Inspector Gregson, that's the house where Mr. Natsume lives lodgings. Just across the road from where the incident took place? I see. It must be awful for Sosuke-san to get caught up in something like this in a foreign land. Your location has been added. February 19th, Mr. Natsume's lodgings.
May I help you?
Yes. Would this be the residence of Mr. John Garrideb?
Indeed it would, sir. And who may I say is calling?
My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Mr. Naruhodo is representing Mr. Sosuke Natsume. I believe he takes lodgings here?
Huh?
We would very much like to ask him some questions about our client.
One moment, please. I shall convey the message to Mr. Garrideb.
Did you see that, Miss Sasato? That was a real-life English maid. I know. As I understand it, anyone of standing in English society employs a number of household staff. But that was the first time I've ever seen one in the flesh. Oh, this day keeps getting better. It certainly feels like we've already arrived, now doesn't it? We only need to meet a butler, and the experience will be complete. Well, I'm not sure if I'd go that far, but I understand the sentiment.
Thank you for waiting. Mr. Garrett will now see you this way.
That looks like a Medal of Honor, and it's showcased in a very grand banner. Yes, it's displayed with some pride, I would say. Although, it bothers me that it's not straight.
What? That old thing?
Sorry?
I should be glad to see the back of it, but that general would turn in his grave if I disposed of it. The road's the best place for it. Keeps the ballet thing out of my way.
So, it's just been polished to a shine by accident, I suppose? There appears to be an inscription on the medal itself. Look! Let me see. It says, "For distinguished participation." Sounds like the kind of honors even I could be in line for.
Well, one doesn't like to blow one's own trumpet, but I was given that for my time in the army. Can't measure an officer by the number of medals to his name, of course. Common knowledge in the military circles.
That portrait of Mr. Garrett is glaring at me, I swear. Have you noticed that all the little frames contain photographic prints of Mr. Garrett as well? Yes, and there seems to be a statue of a lion on the mantelpiece as well.
Yes, seemed to come back from the local pawnbroker with that little trinket.
Seem to come back. What do you mean?
The chap who runs the place is a ballet wizard. Went in to sell him something and came out with that thing. The point of fact. Now that I think about it, I'd rather often find myself leaving the place with something I don't need.
The lion ornament certainly does seem surplus to requirements. Sasato-san doesn't pull her punches, or her throws for that matter. Are those mortar shells? They're enormous. Oh, I hadn't noticed. What are they doing here?
Those old things. Couple of little rounds I accidentally fired into the backs during training, you know. Became a bit of a colorful regiment folklore, that incident.
You mean you deliberately hunted out the you deliberately hunted out the spent shells?
Well, I wouldn't say deliberately, exactly. They're only scrap iron, after all. Usually just thrown away, I believe. But you never know when things might come in useful, do you?
Useful for what exactly?
Yes, well... Joan here did manage to knock one of the bally things on my floor the other day while she was dusting.
Oh no.
Hadn't shed a tear since 1869. Nice. Before then, you know.
Maybe we consider throwing him away? The uniform looks fairly ancient, doesn't it? It's clearly been well looked after, though.
That old thing? Not much better than rags, really.
Oh.
Wore that ceremonial garb at my retirement bash, you know. But I'm not one for dwelling on the past, me. Would have gladly thrown it out, but you know how it is. Anyway, doesn't it have an old piece of memorabilia lying around, does it?
Oh, I see. Perhaps we should leave the past in the past. That's a full-size cannon! What's it doing here? Oh my, it's real! I thought it might be a replica.
That old thing.
Okay, well, we know his gimmick already.
That old thing? But it's little more than a toy.
Sorry?
The army was selling it off when I retired, so I decided to give it a new home. Never know when the enemy might attack next. Jolly useful to have a cannon about the house.
Really? It isn't overkill?
Be prepared, I always say. You never know what this twisted world is going to throw at you next, boy.
Do you think there may be trouble brewing, Mr. Garrett?
Always is. Hey, Joan here. Never fails to have a clean apron in reserve. Dries them over the barrel, you see. They dry very well on the cannon there, Joan tells me. Much rather proves my point, I feel.
It's been reduced to a drying rack. No wonder the huge cannon looks like it's hanging its head in shame. I notice you have a pile of books here, Mr. Garrideb. Do you enjoy reading?
Ever experienced the London winter, boy? The night's so long. No better way to pass the time than in front of the fire with a jolly good book.
Oh, there's a copy of Rand's magazine here, I see. No doubt Mr. Garrideb enjoys the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, too. The great detective has many followers, it would seem.
Good day to you. John Garrideb at your service.
Pleased to meet you, sir. This is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. He's a defense lawyer.
Do excuse me not getting up. Who got shot to the knee a few years back in the Battle of Me Wand, don't you know? Earned a medal for my pains, but had to withdraw from service. Handed over the reins up to the up-and-comings.
So he's a retired soldier?
It's a hell of a job getting up and downstairs now, I can tell you. Don't get out much, as you can imagine.
Yes, it's quite a climb up there to the second floor, isn't it? I was painting at the top of the stairs. You really must take more exercise. Mr. Naruhodo. Ugh, do you really think so? Well, Mr. Garrideb, no doubt you were very courageous to earn yourself a medal.
No, it was nothing. A medal's just a folderol, really. Wouldn't like to offend the general, though, so I grudgingly displayed it on the wall. Why don't you fetch it down, Joan? Let the good people see it properly. Joan, fetch the... Ah! Dash it all, woman! Be careful!
Oh, dearie me. I do beg your pardon, sir.
You jolly nearly took the skin off my hands.
I shall be more careful, sir.
Oh, anyway, there you have it. Living the quiet life now.
Yes, I see.
How then, I hear you wanted to know about the chap lodging downstairs, is that right?
Yes, we would be very grateful if you could answer some questions for us.
Only to please, naturally. Especially if it helps to keep the peace here in Blightly. I forged an alliance with the Empire of Japan recently, as I'm sure you're aware. So this case is very much in the public eye, as it were.
Oh, it is?
Even had some famous detective poking around, you know? In this old house, would you believe?
Yes, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Humph, could have been. Didn't catch the chap's name. Not really my cup of tea, or that detective business.
Oh, but you have a copy of Rand's magazine here, so...
No.
Anyway, the chap's investigating the foreigner's room as we speak.
So he's in Sosuke-san's room.
It's a bally nuisance to what it is. The whole neighborhood twitching its curtains now. I don't like this at all. I don't like all this fuss. It's jolly unsettling.
About Mr. Natsume, then. Mr. Garrideb, please, do tell us.
Ah, yes, the Japanese chap. Only been lodging here for a week.
Oh, just 1 week? So he moved in very recently, then?
I have two lodgers most of the time. One on the ground floor and one just below us. A first floor room became available a week ago. Ah! Dash it all, Joan, do be careful.
Oh my goodness, I'm terribly sorry, sir. If you want to know my opinion, I thought he was a shady sort from the moment I set eyes on him.
Oh, why?
He seemed to have the most nervous disposition, always shaking and looking over his shoulder. The man's had shady written across his sweat silk brow, if you ask me. I said to myself, Joan, that man is trouble. Sooner or later, he's going to do something untoward. And I'm rarely wrong about anything.
We won't be calling this maid as a witness, that's for sure. No, she's going to be a juror. Was there anything else that struck you as suspicious about the man at all?
Yes. Oh, yes, indeed, there was.
And she's dying to tell us. Had you noticed anything else at all about your lodger, Mr. Natsume?
Oh, my word, yes. The man was shadier than an orchard.
Could you elaborate?
Well, take the man's room, absolutely stuffed full of books it is, more than anyone could ever read. And he never so much as passes the time of day with another living soul. I haven't seen a single visitor call. He just trucks off to that old bookshop every single day and comes back at 5 to light the gas fire. And the funny little man is up long past the time everyone else is in the house has gone to bed too.
Oh, I see.
The gentleman on the ground floor goes to bed. Oops,
I didn't mean to hit the button.
the internal ground floor tends to go to bed at around 9 each night. But I've never known that Japanese fella to retire any earlier than 2 in the morning.
Ah. Could you clarify something, I wonder?
What, pray?
How do you know so much about Mr. Natsume's routine?
Oh,
I understood that neither of the lodgers live on this floor of the house. Is that correct?
That's right, yes. They're both below us, on the first floor of the street level.
Then how is it that you know so much about the lives of your lodgers? The precise times that they come back in the evening, for example. Even the times they go to bed.
Yeah! Good grief, Joan! Be more careful, woman!
oh my goodness, sir. I'm terribly sorry, sir.
Something doesn't add up here. It seems that the incident took place around 5 in the evening. Did you happen to look out of the window around that time?
A window?
Yes, we noticed that the window over there looks out of Briar Road. The incident took place on the pavement just to the far side of the street. Was there anyone suspicious loitering nearby?
5 o'clock is dinner time in the Garrett household. Oh, so I'm afraid I don't remember anything else. How about you, Joan?
No, sir. It would have been dusk outside already at that hour. And with the fog as well, I should think it would have been quite impossible to see the other side of the road.
Oh, I see. Do you notice anything else out of the ordinary then?
Such as?
Anything at all, even if it seems unrelated.
Well,
Yes? Was there something then?
I have nothing particularly significant, but at around that sort of time. For the love of God, Joan! Watch what you're doing!
Oh, dearie me. What have I done? I'm awfully sorry, sir.
Do be more careful, woman.
Of course, sir. If I may, Mr. Narrow Hollow.
Oh, yeah?
I have an exceedingly good memory, and as far as I remember, nothing of any significance took place here at that hour. Nothing at all.
Oh. Really? Mr. Garrett? The way you were talking before, it sounded rather like there might have been...
Oh, well, as I was saying, it was just a trifling matter, really. Nothing of... Joan, dash it all! What is the matter with you, woman?
Begging your pardon, sir. Nothing happened.
Humph, yes, quite. Nothing happened. We sat down for a quiet, uneventful meal, huh, Joan?
That's right, Mr. Garrett.
What is the matter with these two? It sounds like something happened here in the room on the evening of the incident. But what? I wish I knew. Could you tell us more about the floor Mr. Natsume's room is on?
Why, certainly. Just below us on the first floor.
And Mr. Sholmes is investigating there even as we speak?
Yes, told me not his name. Had asked him to look into the matter, so I gave him the key.
Mr. Natsume has engaged Mr. Sholmes' services? That's a blatant lie. Would it be alright if we also had a look around? Mr. Natsume's room, I mean.
Don't see why not. It's just down one flight of stairs.
Who knows if we'll find anything that could help us in the case, but we have to try. We need all the clues we can lay our hands on. Shall we? Yes, and while we're there, we can speak with Mr. Sholmes again. Perhaps he'll be able to tell us more. Alright, one thing I wanted to look at is this. So, I think this might be the incident that they're trying to hide. Like, I don't think it's supposed to be suspicious about the case. I think somebody burnt something down here. At least that's what it looks like here, but I don't think we're allowed to look at that yet. No. Look at the enormous screen. It must have been put there deliberately, surely. Yes, it certainly seems like someone's trying to hide something from view. What could be behind it, I wonder? I'm going to have a very quick look. Just a little peek.
Ahem, ahem.
Maybe let's not, Miss Sasato. Mrs. Sato. God, I literally cannot say that right anymore. I think the maid is going to head us off with a cup of tea.
Ahem, ahem.
Look at this crockery on display here. It's rather unusual, isn't it?
Oh my, a genuine London dresser. Isn't it delightful?
Although, the shelves seem to be broken and the crockery is... Oh dear, it's in pieces. It really is. The word cracked wouldn't even do a chinware justice. Wouldn't do that chinaware justice. Chinware.
Ah, I wonder.
Perhaps the cannon was fired at it. Yes, probably something like that. But let's not delve too deeply here.
Oh look! What a wonderful collection of cakes lined up on that gleaming silver cake stand.
Lined up. Looks more like someone has half demolished them to me.
Afternoon tea is a time of indulgence, you know. It's quite the English way. Is it Mr. Garadeb's custom to take 2 cakes with his tea?
That sounds delightful. Oh, wait a minute. Though, there are at least 10 cakes on this cake stand. Oh, better watch out. Lex Luthor might steal them all.
Well, naturally. And it would never do to waste the leftovers. So whatever Mr. Garadeb doesn't eat, I say to myself, Joan, you must have to tidy up.
How magnanimous of you. This old candle holder looks a little out of place here, wouldn't you say? Yeah, you're right. It's clearly supposed to be gold, but it's almost completely black for some reason.
That old thing, yes. It's a cheap piece of ironmongery. Grimcrack, really. Oh. Used it when I was studying, don't you know? For my commission. I know it's old, hardly worth hanging on to, really, but, well, still has its uses sometimes.
Of course. Does everything from this room have some elaborate story behind it? They're memories, Mr. Naruhodo. Memories. This window looks out over Briar Road, where the young woman was attacked. Oh yes, I can make out the policeman on the far side of the road investigating the crime scene. The glass is rather murky, isn't it? You can't see very clearly. Does this thing open at all, I wonder?
I shouldn't underestimate the bitterness of a London winter, sir.
Sorry?
As soon as you open that window, the tea will freeze in the pot. No Londoner would go opening windows at dusk in the middle of winter, I assure you.
It seems very unlikely that these two would have seen anything of the incident then. Alright, so my guess is So far, you're like maybe kind of suspicious of them, but I'm assuming that it's just the red herring and that whatever this was happening going on here made it so they couldn't, like, there's some other crazy shit going on in here. Because as we all know, any character they introduce now is not going to be the person who did it. The person who did it is going to be a mysterious extra person who was not shown at the beginning of the case, who is now suddenly also here. As every other case we've done so far has been. February, Mr. Natsume's room. What? Just look at this place. And smell it. It's so musty in here. I suppose it's the mountain's old books that are responsible for that. I don't think I've ever seen so many books in all my life. No, me neither. It's so dark in here, too. Is that the window over there? Well, it was the window, I think, yes, once upon a time. But for some reason, it's been closed up with bricks and mortar. So this is where Mr. Natsume lives. By the way, I haven't spotted Mr. Sholmes anywhere, have you? No, that's true, but according to what Mr. Garrett told us, the great detective should be around here somewhere investigating. He's the cat. No, he'll randomly, once we investigate enough, he'll randomly just appear. He was doing that on the boat too. Oh look, it's a beckoning cat from home. It's a bit big and bulky, isn't it? Surely Mr. Natsume didn't bring that Maneki Neko all the way from Japan with him. I hardly think you're in a position to comment, Mr. Naruhodo. Or are you forgetting enormous Durama doll that you brought from your luggage? Oh, I thought she was talking about me being in the luggage. Well, it can be dangerous traveling abroad. I want a lucky charm. Well, I imagine Mr. Natsume wanted the same, and this cat is sure to beckon good luck to him. It's not doing a very good job so far, is it? You mustn't say such things. I didn't say a word. Why are my eyes such a giveaway? No, she can just literally read my mind. It's fine. This appears to be some sort of meter on the wall here. It looks very robust. I wonder what it's for. There's a slot inserting coins here too. Ah, I believe that's a gas meter, Mr. Naruhodo. A gas meter? Yes, it seems there's piped gas in this district, which consumers pay for by putting coins in the meter. So if we were to put a coin in the slot, that would be enough gas to use the lights and the gas fire for a whole night. If you're too poor to have a coin, you have to spend the night in the dark and freezing cold? That's right. As would a rich man who only carried crisp white notes. Brr, London's a scary place. Look at all the books that are stacked up there. They almost reach the ceiling. They're all that works of English literature, and they all smell so musty. With this volume of books to hand, you'd never be short of reading material, would you? No. What a dreamy idea. A bad dream, maybe. For me, at least. Mind you, I don't imagine the book that's at the bottom of the pile just now will ever be read again. So reading it as an experience that comes but once in a lifetime, just as the tea ceremony teaches us. I certainly didn't expect the conversation to turn down the path of a tea ceremony philosophy. That desk seems to be wedged into a crevice between the mountains of books on either side. I suppose Mr. Natsume would sit there and read while stroking his cat. And also petting his pussy, huh? But surrounded on all sides by these towering old tomes. Surely he dreamt of books every night as well. Yes, he must have done. Mustn't he? Oh, what's this? It's a receipt from a second-hand bookshop. Your books. Oh yes, Mr. Natsume's name is on it. Look, and the date of purchase. 2 days ago at 4:45 p.m. That's the day of the incident. That's just a short while before he was embroiled on the terrible attack. He must have been on his way back from buying some old books. The second book receipt has been entered into the court record. Boyer Road, Calabash Road. Customer, Mr. Natsume, the sum of 2 shillings tendered in receipt of the picture of Monsieur Lecoq. Lecoq? You know what? Fuck, we're saying it. Lecoq. A meal of Gabrielle and Canterbury Yearnings. Oh my, what an adorable little cat. Perhaps he's looking after the books while his master's away. I don't know about that. He disappeared into a pile of books as quickly as a flash. That was quick as a flash? It was a tricolor Mickey, wasn't it? They do have that sort of here in Great Britain. Perhaps Mr. Natsume brought the little creature with him from Japan. That's made me feel homesick now. Already? We've only been in the country for 2 days. No, you've been off the boat for a whole month plus, so. Or you were on a boat first for a whole month plus. Look at all the balls of paper on the floor. Those are some notes scrawled all over them in English. It looks like the waste paper basket is full. They've just fallen out. I think Mr. Natsume must have been deeply immersed in his research, don't you think? Or deeply adverse to tidying up his mess. I wouldn't like to speculate which is closer to the truth. There he is. Once everything's explored, then he shows up. Look, Mr. Naruhodo. Aha, there he is. Where did he appear from? He seems to be engrossed in the passages of an old book. I hope he won't mind if we disturb him. Hello, Mr. Sholmes.
Ah, you two. Good day. Now, let me see. Where was it that we met?
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, we were together on the SS Birdia.
Yes, of course, the Burnia. And let me see. What happened on that voyage?
It was Mr. Kazum Asogi. He died, tragically. But you were a great help to us.
Ah, yes, but of course, the case of Mr. Ashogi. It was the one with the snake, wasn't it?
Oh. Well, you seem to remember something of it, at least. What an honor to be remembered vaguely by the great Herlock Sholmes. This is Mr.
Oh, no, no, my dear madam. Hold your tongue. I pride myself on my superior powers of recollection. Your names are safely recorded in my brain attic. Miss Naruhodo. And Mr. Sasato.
Try the other way around, Mr. Sholmes.
Ah, I lose the first round. In truth, I had hoped to invite you both to my Baker Street suite the day we arrived in London. But some Scotland Yarders ambushed me at the railway station and whisked me away to a crime scheme. It was an entire trivial case, of course. I solved the matter in no more than 30 minutes.
So they apprehended Soseki-san in that short an amount of time?
I'm afraid the perchance of a new case has dulled my recollection of the past involvements a little.
A little?
It is a mistake to think that one's brain attic has elastic walls that can distend to any extent. I do my best to forget useless facts, lest they should elbow out the useful ones. Yes, those are from my own words of indomitable wisdom, you know, from an adventure entitled A Study in Scarlet.
Please, there's no need to quote yourself.
I don't always remember my pearls of wisdom,
but fortunately my associate pens them beautifully. He means Iris, I suppose.
Mr. Sholmes, we have some extremely important questions to ask you about the trivial case you just mentioned.
Goodness, what an earnest expression. My dear madam, I should only be too pleased, and this murky room is an apt place to discuss the murky case. We know this used to be the lodgings of a Japanese foreign student by the name of Sosuke Natsume. It seems that you assisted in this arrest, Mr. Sholmes? For the stabbing of a young woman outside here on Briar Road. Natsume. Yes, I believe it was the name rather along those lines.
But Mr. Natsume denies it. Was it really justifiable to arrest him on so little?
I'm sorry, Miss Sasato. Mr. Sato, I literally cannot say that right. But I have not the slightest idea what you mean.
What?
I can't believe he was looking Sasato-san squarely in the eye when feigning ignorance. I assure you, I am not merely feigning ignorance. It would appear as if the pair you are under some misapprehension. Oh, how? I assure you, I have no recollection of accusing your stooped compatriot of the crime. But that doesn't make sense. The good detective of Scotland Yard made the following request to me, and I quote verbatim. We need you to ascertain the identity and whereabouts of a man seen fleeing the crime scene. Ah, a man seen fleeing. There were a number of books scattered on the pavement at the scene. From the book plates, I was quickly able to determine the bookshop from which they had been purchased. On speaking with the proprietor, I was immediately led to this address. Elementary, wouldn't you say? I believe there is a receipt around here somewhere from the establishment in question. So, you don't think Mr. Natsume is the culprit then? That I could not tell you. But it was aggravating my faculties, hence why I returned here. However, this place is such a trove of fascinating books, I found myself quite lost in bibliography. Do not be deceived into believing that I'm a man of leisure. Oh, no, no.
Oh dear.
Ah, tell me. Have you encountered the landlord of these lodgings? Yes, Mr. Garadeb, a retired military man.
It was the first time I've ever met a soldier from the great British institution that is the services.
And it was the first time I've ever met a maid from the great British institution that is service. I didn't think it was that funny. I do apologize. As you may be well aware, many households in London employ a maid.
Yes, I read as much in my Great Britain primer.
And so conversely, whether or not a household employs a maid has come to betoken the social standing of those dwelling there within. Betoken their social standing? Sorry? Put simply, my dear fellow, those who employ at least a single maid are considered middle class. Those who do not are beneath that. In the upper echelons of society, of course, households employ enough staff to constitute a large family.
Goodness, how extraordinary.
As you can appreciate, for those who are on the precarious boundary between the middle and lower classes, being able to afford just one maid is of the first importance. I had no idea. And it is precisely for that reason that I find great stimulation in this situation upstairs. Specifically, in the retired army veteran, Mr. John Garadeb. Oh? Affable as he is, the fellow is hiding something. Whether or not it imposes on the circumstances of this case, I am yet unable to ascertain. I'm thoroughly lost to what he means to say. It's actually his wife, and she's just pretending to be his maid. Or she's so clumsy no one else wants her. This room is thoroughly suffocating for the soul, my dear fellow. I assure you, any man whose lot is to dwell in a place such as this will stab somebody sooner or later. Or she's French, and he's just hiding her.
Mr. Natsume has stabbed no one.
Ah, but sooner or later, as I said. I don't believe that's the issue here. About this dark little room, Mr. Sholmes. Why is there no longer a window? Do you have any idea? No window? Well, I mean, I can clearly see that there is a window of sorts. But it's been completely blocked with bricks. Ah, I see. The answer to that question is quite simple. Window tax. Window tax? What is that?
Excuse me, do you have a license for that window?
Surely not a tax on windows. Precisely that. Oh my goodness. Until relatively recently, a tax was levied on households in this country by the number of their windows. Those of lesser means, having inherited a sizable and costly family home, perhaps, rapidly closed windows up. While the rich people opened windows here and there everywhere, in the effort to curry favor with those in power by furnishing them with large sums of tax money. How awful and unjust, forcing people to live in rooms devoid of light. Indeed, disease was rife as a result. So some 40 years ago, or thereabouts, the window tax was abolished. But its legacy remains, as you can see, a squalid lodging such as these, for example. I was gonna say, like, if you wanted to make that like a reasonable thing, you would say like, oh, it's the window tax. If you have a window on the house, they don't keep the heat in, so during the winter they would leak out heat, so you'd have to pay for more heat. So instead of paying the extra money for heat, they bricked up their own windows. But yeah, no, it makes sense that they would. I mean, having a window tax doesn't make sense, but it makes sense that they tried doing that for fucking money. Oh, let's just tax people on windows, Lamau. It would appear so. I've done a little digging and discovered that these lodgings were offered at an extraordinarily low price. Because the room is so awful, I should think? Apparently, Mr. Natsume only moved in here about 1 week ago, but the room is only awful because the window is boarded up. And it's probably so cheap because the windows are still boarded, because the guy upstairs can't afford to have the actual windows, or couldn't afford it back then, but should be able to now. Yes, that's correct. However, I don't believe the low rent is explained by the shabby nature of the accommodation. Oh? Still, that is of little relevance here. A matter not worthy of further attention. Are you sure? I'm curious now. Well, I believe I've told you all I can now. Thank you, Mr. Sholmes. Ah, yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Was it not your intention to become a practitioner of law? Huh? You remember that, did you? Will you perhaps be offering your services in this very matter, I wonder? To the occupant of this room, Mr. Natsume, was it? I'm not sure. Not sure? On what grounds? Well, I actually defended someone in court here only yesterday. Really? Well then, I congratulate you, sir, on an ambition realized. And so promptly, too. The thing is, it really made me question things. Am I right to believe in my clients? To trust in their innocence? Yes. Trust. Mr. Sholmes. Mr. Natsume didn't do it, did he? My dear fellow, I haven't the first idea. Oh, but I thought that's why you were here. Didn't you come back to investigate? Ah, yes, that was indeed my initial intention. But there are simply too many fascinating books here. I couldn't possibly ignore them. Oh, I see. Nevertheless, there are two facts that I can state quite unequivocally. The man who fled the scene of the crime 2 days ago was the Japanese occupant of this room, and there are witnesses who swear to having seen the same man commit the crime. That is all I can say. Huh. Ah, and one more thing.
Oh? What is it, Mr. Sholmes? Tell us.
I cannot say with any certainty whether or not it is of relevance to the case, but I am quite sure that the retired army man who owns this property is hiding something. Mr. Garrideb is? Mr. Sholmes said as much before, actually, didn't he? Anyway, at present, that is really all that plays on my mind in relation to the case. Mr. Naruhodo, as yet our investigations have uncovered nothing that could help establish Mr. Natsume's innocence. No, you're right. Perhaps it is time we probed a little deeper into Mr. Garrideb's secret. Just remember, I cannot be sure whether the landlord's secret will prove to be irrelevant or not. But I wish you every success, of course, Mr. Naruhodo. Huh. A busy man indeed. He's gone back to his book in the corner of the room. Okay. I think I explored everything here. I think the only reason why he showed up is because oh wait, no, the window again. Could you even call this a window? I think so. It was a window at one time, after all. Although, all that remains is a frame around some bricks now. So really, it's just a wall then, isn't it? But why would anyone deliberately brick it up like that? I'm afraid I have no idea. Ah, perhaps Mr. Natsume painted the brick design in a fit of whimsy. Ugh, that's alarmingly feasible. Anyway, whatever the reason, the lack of ventilation in here makes this place very oppressive. It does. I imagine being cooped up in a room like this would be extremely trying. Alright, so this is this. It's probably going to be coming back to him later and talking to him once we find out a bit more. Actually, is this bag lookable now? No, not yet. Alright. However, I do want to do one other thing. We do have Mr. Garrideb's, but I'm going to go back to the suite at the moment. Because there is a lot of stuff here I didn't actually look at. And she even mentioned, Iris mentioned that this was related to something. So let me click on some things in the office first, even if it's not related to the case. It probably is, since it's here. So let me start with this, and I'll be back in a moment before I continue, and I'll be right back. Okay. I do like this fireplace. It's one of the best things I've seen since we arrived in the country, in fact. Lingering beside the fire and watching the flames flicker and dance in the grate. Ah, it's so relaxing. We can't relax. Not when there are so many interesting things on the mantelpiece. Oh, it's just as we described in the stories. Is it? Yes, exactly. Inside that Persian slipper, for example. Are my chocolates for 11sies? It is, okay. Are my chocolates for 11sies? And transfixed by that large jackknife is my shopping list for the market. Oh, it's not quite how I remember being described in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Poor Sasato-san, she looks crushed. A mystery shoe, a curious hammer, some mysterious dancing men, a bust of Napoleon. Ah, what an entrancing collection! This is the first time in my entire life that I've seen a lonely old shoe displayed as an ornament.
Oh, those are all mementos that Hurley has collected from his past cases.
Really? Even the bust?
Yes, that's right. When the mood takes him, he likes to throw it on the roof and smash it to dust.
The poor defenseless emperor? Mr. Sholmes destroys it?
Yes, and then he buys a new one.
You make it sound like he has the temperament of an insane sculptor.
Ah, how entrancingly bohemian of him.
It looks like that huge metal chest is being used as a table for tea and coffee. It seems very sturdy, with an equally sturdy lock.
Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't go around opening things. I always have to keep an eye out on you, don't I? You're very mischievous.
How did you come to that conclusion?
Oh, that chest contains some of my most valuable things.
And that smile tells me you're not going to give us any clue about what they are. There's all sorts of these shelves. Chemistry apparatus, books, papers, and lots of things I've never seen before. It's all heaped up so high, I can't help feeling that the whole lot is going to topple at any moment.
I keep telling Hurley not to cram so much on those shelves.
Good advice.
He wanted to look something up in one of those books a while ago. But it was so tightly wedged in, he couldn't get it out. So he went and bought a new copy instead.
Ah, I've seen pictures of Western musical instruments like this. It's called a violin, isn't it?
Of course it is. Mr. Sholmes is renowned for his violin playing.
Oh, really?
That's right. It just sort of slipped that in.
You did what, Iris?
I didn't really give it a lot of thought and just started adding it into the stories. Yes, Mr. Sholmes' exceptional violin playing has been mentioned a number of times. But the truth is, Hurley had barely touched a violin in his life up to that point. Oh. Of course, people started asking him to play for them after my stories were published, and he wasn't able to tell them that he didn't know how.
What did he do?
He went straight to the pawn shop and bought himself a very nice violin. He then practiced, and practiced until his fingers very nearly dropped off.
It must have been why he's so highly strung.
Before I knew it, he'd become rather good. The greatness of the great detective surely shone with that experience, I think.
It was great deception, that's for sure. What on earth is this huge, over-the-top machine?
That's the great analytoscope. It can analyze anything, really. Anything at all.
That's absolutely incredible.
It's one of Hurley's inventions. It took him a whole year. He said it was to help him with investigations.
What sort of things was he analyzed with it, do you know?
Well, actually, he hasn't used it for anything yet.
Oh, why not?
Apparently, on the evening he finally completed it, it suddenly occurred to him. I don't actually have anything I need to analyze.
Oh dear.
How about you, Runo? Do you have anything you'd like to analyze?
The only thing that springs to mind is this machine itself. But maybe at some point we'll need to.
Ah, that's my blackboard where I note down ideas.
Black Peter? What does that mean?
Oh, how intriguing. It must be the title of Iris's latest work. Oh my, I wonder what fantastic tale awaits us.
Sasato-san looks like an angel, but I bet she's dreaming of the most grisly crime you can imagine.
It's a case that Hurley solved just recently. A black cat called Peter went missing in the neighborhood. Hurley tracked it down in the fishmongers in the end. Well, I can't wait for the story to be published.
What a beautiful English tea set, and so neatly arranged.
It's a favorite pastime of mine, a cup of herbal tea in the afternoon. Tea? Made of herbs? That's right, I grow all sorts of herbs in the garden, so I can experiment with different blends. It's all different kinds of icky. I love it, sticky or otherwise. One moment, don't go away. I'll brew a pot of the special blend I came up with earlier today.
She looks delighted. I only hope it's safe to drink. Iris is hard at work at her desk. Look, she's typing away on her typewriter so fast. Her fingers are a blur.
Sorry, I can't stop. I have to meet a deadline for the next issue.
Oh, I see. You must be very busy then.
Don't disturb her, Mr. Naruhodo.
I won't. You can lower your arms now, please. What on earth is that big black lump over there?
Ah, that's a typewriter. It's a machine that allows you to write a paper without needing a pen. It's wizardly quick too.
Oh, that sounds like it could be very useful for someone like me with terrible handwriting.
Wait, Iris, are all the stories from Adventures of Herlock Sholmes? Yes, everyone typed on this trusty machine. Oh my goodness! How wonderful!
Sasato-san looks like she's been shown the Tokyo Imperial Palace Gardens. Okay. It's just dressing for the room. Nothing actually important on any of this. February, Mr. Garrett's room.
Ah, you pal again. Tell me, was the detective chap, I forget his name, still hard at work down there?
Mr. Herlock Sholmes?
Ah, yes, rings a vague bell. Oh, that detective business isn't really my thing, I'm afraid.
Well, Mr. Sholmes is in his element down there.
Jolly good show. Another cup of tea, if you please, Joan. Now then, why don't you tell me what ya? For the upteenth time, woman, will you watch what you're bally well doing?
I shall be serving dinner shortly, sir.
Yes, of course. Frightfully rude of me, but I'm afraid I shall have to ask you to take your leave. You'd be so kind.
Oh, yes, of course. Oh, we are deeply grateful for all your assistance.
Not at all, not at all. Don't get too much chance to talk with all young foreigners like yourselves. It's been a pleasure. Best of luck and all that. Perhaps you could see yourselves out.
According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garrett is hiding something. And since no other avenues of investigation seem open to us at this moment, perhaps we should do some digging. I don't know what else we would be... Oh, okay, that's what the gimmick is. Okay. What's he doing over there?
Mr. Sholmes?
Aha! We meet again, my dear fellows.
Good gracious, when did you sneak in here?
Herlock Sholmes, sir, at your service.
What were you doing over by the window?
I'm given to watching the evening sky when the sun sets, madam. Yet sadly, cheerfully as the room downstairs undoubtedly is, it lacks an aperture for such observation. So I took the liberty of borrowing a small corner of space by the window up here.
Well,
Keeping an eye onto one's windows at dusk is the prudent thing to do in London, I'm gathering. Ah, and one another thing, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, me? I thought perhaps you might be in need of a certain great detective's great mind. Wait, he's not talking about... Is he? I didn't expect him to go through that again so soon. Do you mean Mr. Sholmes? There's a mighty secret in this modern room. I'm about to say complete bullshit. Hope you can figure it out. My eyes have even seen the most trivial of trifles. I take it you've prepared, Mr. Naruhodo? I think so. There's just time enough for one of my greatly admired great deductions. Let us conclude the matter before dark. Mr. Gardeb, though it would seem you are a military man of considerably distinguished service, your standing as a landlord is most certainly not what one might call first rate. I'm afraid, sir, that it is all too clear to me. There are two conclusions I have been able to draw by the careful observation of your living arrangements.
I beg your pardon?
The first, it is that even as we speak, you are concealing the presence of a ferocious beast in your camp. And the second is that as a result of the beast's violent rampage, you have lost something very dear to you. Oh, Mr. Naruhodo, look! The old man's broken out in a cold sweat. Unbelievably, it seems Mr. Sholmes' conclusions are both spot on.
How could you possibly?
How could I possibly know, you mean to inquire? The answer couldn't be simpler, sir. For in the dense jungle of logic and reasoning, I am the king of beasts. And I know only too well that wild beasts are not easily tamed. So, shall we begin? Once again, Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. The game is afoot. Topic 1. Nature of the beast. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on the rampage of late within these four walls. Thus we are faced with the question, what form might the beast take? As for a man with a military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Your furtive glance, Mr. Gardeb, leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast is that run rampant in here is revealed by the lion statue. Yes, though an army man, you appear unimposing at best. In fact, that you have fueled your admiration for the mighty lion, the king of beasts.
What is this piffle, I ask you?
In the end, your admiration became so great, in fact, that you had a living, breathing specimen shipped from India, which you tried to keep in his very house.
What?
Yet living in such a wild beast proved more difficult than you had imagined. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much evident.
Well,
Yet, as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madam?
me?
I pray I do not consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to me with one glance in your direction.
It is.
Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. For protruding from it is a handbill advertising a circus show.
Ah,
Yes, you sought to dispose of this terrifying lion, Mr. Garadeb. At Batty's Circus, a traveling show currently sojourning in this nearby park. I have observed the tents. You sold the savage lion, sir, to the circus troupe.
I most certainly did not.
I believe I have made my point. The fearsome beast which ran amok in this room was an Indian lion. In a simple visit to the circus now will be revealed the lion prancing jubilantly throughout the ring of fire. So, it's the cat from earlier, huh? Aftermath. Now, Mr. Garadeb, it is plainly clear that you still have a deep feelings for this formidable beast. He's like, really? We're still doing this? Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress of his loss has caused you veritably tangible. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders, the pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm. Amid fits of tears, you left your beloved beast go. The strain of losing something so dear to you is clearly visible in your visage.
Nonsense, man, I simply...
But what we must now ask ourselves is the true cause of this pain. And we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, it is the pile of bills that has given you the rise pain that you suffer. Every envelope contains another demand for your payment. For cartloads of meat, potatoes, wheat, and tea. Indeed, feeding your beloved has had a devastating impact on the financial circumstances of your household. And so, you have no choice but to let it go.
Yes, well,
Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack.
Unimaginable?
The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I am not mistaken.
Oh, dearie me.
What should have caused such a destructive outburst? This time, madam, I'm afraid it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eye settled upon the answer I very neatly needed. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, you only need to look at the tower of cakes. There is no creature more dangerous on earth than a beast with an unsatiated appetite. Was it, or was it not, once said by a certain noblewoman, if they have no bread, let them eat cake? Food is at the heart of all tragedy, in fact.
Whatever do you mean?
Having tried the taste of cake, the beast began to stalk its next prey. I'm sure I need not spell out the nature of this final act of destruction carried out by the beast. There is only one logical conclusion. Worked into a frenzy by hunger, the lion attacked and ate the carpet. The teeth marks in the carpet are a perfect match with those of a lion I once saw in India. Carpet gnawed on by the starving lion. Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of the beastly puzzle.
What is the matter with you, Joan? You're pouring scalding hot tea all over me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Garadeb. I am afraid I didn't notice.
My deductions can be startlingly sharp. It stands to reason that your cup runneth over. Indeed, my revelations can make people spill tears at times, too.
Oh.
Mr. Sholmes, sorry to butt in again, but can I make an observation? Why, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. What is it? Again. Well, your deductions just now. Do you really think a lion could have fit inside a room this size?
Indeed, it is the only explanation for the facts. The terrifying truth all too often lies beyond the realms of common sense.
But wouldn't it be an idea to consider what lies inside the realms of common sense as well?
But if an uncaged lion had run amok in this very room, surely Mr. Garrideb and his maid would have been hurt or worse.
Ah, but that's where you are stuck.
No doubt the former military man held his own against the beast using that large cannon.
I thought you said that they sold the lion at the circus.
And what about the food? Meat and potatoes are one thing. But I don't believe I've ever heard of a lion that drinks tea.
Ah, my dear Mrs. Sato, it occurs to me with some regularity that irrespective of race and breeding, whenever anyone lands on Great Britain's soil, they are infused with a highly appropriate taste for afternoon tea.
Oh, what a glorious notion. Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, it's your turn to shine again.
I had a feeling this was coming.
A slight massage, that's all Mr. Sholmes' deductions need. You can do it.
Excellent. I've been waiting for my trusted partner in deduction to step forward, Mr. Naruhodo. We don't even know yet whether or not this is going to help with Mr. Natsumi's case. Still, uncovering the truth is always worthwhile, whatever the motivation. At least, that's what I want to believe.
Let us start again. From the beginning. Of Sherlock Sholmes' logic and reasoning spectacular. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on the rampage of late within these four walls. Thus we are faced with the question, what form might the beast take? Ah, for a man with military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Aye. Your photo glance, Mr. Garrideb, leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by the lion statue.
I really didn't see the lion thing coming.
No, but if you observe Mr. Garrideb's reaction, it rather seems as though some beast did run amok in here in this room.
Yeah, something with a very fierce nature.
But it couldn't have been a lion transported from India.
So, what was it then?
It must follow Mr. Garrideb's gaze. That will lead us to the true answer.
Okay, I see it behind the... What's this photograph?
It appears to be from Mr. Garrideb's wedding. He looks happy, doesn't he?
He does, but you can't make out his bride.
No, how unfortunate. Something must have struck the glass directly over the woman's face.
No, I guess that is his bride he's carrying in his arm. Is that, or is that a baby he has? No, I guess that is the veil. He's just carrying her in his arms. I don't know. I guess it's the way it looks like smaller. Yeah, it's the maid. I think I was spot on. I think the maid is his wife, and she's just pretending to be. Okay.
No, unfortunately, something must have struck the glass directly over the woman's face.
I wonder what happened. Probably best not to delve too deeply there.
The glass is broken, so you can't see the bride's face at all.
But no amount of cracks could hide the woman's plump form.
I think powerful would be kinder than plump, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yeah, she certainly looks that. There's a lot of horsepower there. Not somebody you want to upset, that's for sure.
Oh look, have you noticed her wedding ring? It's very large, isn't it?
Yes, that's an unusual design.
It looks like some sort of embellished sunflower.
It's gotta be the photo. It's the only thing they've been hiding.
Take that!
Behind the lion statue on the mantelpiece, almost deliberately hidden from view, is a photograph. Though I have yet to examine it in detail, I literally have, in detail, I can assure you that it holds the answer. Because in employing an extremely advanced deduction technique called jumping to conclusions, you see. What precisely was your intention with that, Mr. Naruhodo? Just following the natural progression of the deduction. Sometimes the truth hurts. Well, the truth is, you do not have a turn on your observation or deduction. Did that hurt? Yes, a lot. Okay, so that picture's for later then. Well, what do we know with some certainty is that a destructive creature has been at work here in this room, and that Mr. Garrett have never looked at the direction of something that gives it identity away. Yes, if we investigate thoroughly enough, we ought to find the answer. Yeah, I know, I got it. Alright, I can't pan it up or down. These are shells for the cannon, are they? What a strange place to keep them. I imagine they have some significance to Mr. Garrett from his time in the army. Ah, of course, he mentioned a battle to us before, didn't he? Do you remember? He said that he'd been shot in the knee. Perhaps he was one of this is one of those that hit him. No. That was just his time in Skyrim. He was just an adventurer at that time. If a round of that size hit his knee, there'd be nothing left of it, or Mr. Garrett for that matter. Mr. Sholmes has a Persian slipper. And this man has spent shells. Perhaps it's customary in Britain to display, well, rubbish on the mantelpiece. What else is over here? Well, this is the lion statue that Mr. Sholmes picked out. Yes, I wonder. Perhaps if you did live with a lion, it would prove to be a rather sweet companion. I think that's like a mouse trying to tell its family that the cat around the house is sweet. I suppose it is a bit of a flight of fancy, isn't it? Anyway, the piece we're looking for is something else. Let's have a good look around. I'm not sure then. If it's not the... No, not the lion statue again. Glass is broken. Okay, we did this one already. Seems to be carrying a rather stout bride, effortlessly and beaming and smile at the same time. I suppose he was very strong in his younger years. Hard to imagine now that he's thin as a rake. Huh. Okay, if it's not that, then what beast is he hiding? I don't... The only other thing is the shell? Is that it? Like, besides the picture frame and the lion and the shell, that's the only things I can present. So I guess I can only say the shell?
Take that!
the true identity of the beasts that tore the room apart is in these shells. With their butter wouldn't milk accomplice the cannon. But war is good for nothing. It brings only destruction. Something we must all strive to understand. What spectacularly contrived logic led you to this mindless conclusion? Oh, well, it's supposed to be a logic and reasoning spectacular, so I thought I'd contribute to the show. This is my show, Mr. Naruhodo. Kindly perform any particular experiments on your own stage. Ugh, sorry. Well then... All we know about some certainty is that the destructive creature has been at work in this room. Mr. Gavin brilliantly looked in the direction of something that gives away its identity away. Yes, if we investigate thoroughly enough, we ought to find the answer. What did Mr. Gavin turn to look at? It's here somewhere. I don't... Am I just not seeing it? Am I literally just not seeing it? I wish I could move the camera up and down, but I can't. Yeah, I have no idea. It's not like there's a patch of fur or anything lying around, or... Like, there's nothing else for me to click on. It's just the shells, the lion, and the photograph. There's nothing else here to even present. This part is like, there's nothing like there. I don't know what they want. This is just a cannon. Yeah, I don't know what they want.
Take that!
There's no beast more ferocious than the lion, and no lion that wouldn't unleash his ferocity in familiar surroundings such as this. So it must have been a lion. No other proof is necessary. I'm quite concentrating. You've identified exactly what I did originally. Oh, yes, so I have. Sorry. Well, I don't understand. As imitatable as I am, people do like to try, but you wouldn't make a great detective like that. Not even a great detective's assistant. An assistant's assistant, then? Alright, I'll think again. Alright, then what else is it? Well, what do we know is certain that there's a place? Yeah. I don't know what else. What else is there? Oh, I can present in the picture. Okay.
Take that!
Okay. I thought presenting the picture was the answer, but no, it wanted me to present the bride in the picture. Alright, game, whatever. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that newlywed bride. Precisely, Mr. Naruhodo. No other explanation could possibly fit. Yes, this framed picture this print pictures your wife, Mr. Garrodeb. And while we lament the fact that her face is obscured, we can still make out her mighty arms, and note the considerable horsepower they must contain. Great way of phrasing this shit.
Oh,
Indeed, surely any woman of such powerful constitution would be honored to be described as a beast. Honored might be stretching the point. Too late. The fact remains that the beast, which so clearly savaged his room, was your wife, Mr. Garrett.
yeah.
The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence.
Well,
Yet, as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madam,
May?
I pray I do not consider this unchivalrous, but it is plain to me with one glance at your direction.
It is.
Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. The poor, fragile, defenseless woman is beside herself. Well, I don't know about fragile. Oh dear. Anyway, Mr. Sholmes is quite right. There's no sign of a Mrs. Garrett anywhere. But it seems there may be a clue as to her whereabouts. A clue that this maid is trying to hide. I wonder where Mr. Garrett's wife could be.
Take that!
Your wedding ring gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts.
Oh,
Indeed it does. That flowery band gleaming on your finger gives you away. For it is identical to the one shown in the hand of Mr. Garrett's bride in this photographic print. In other words, you are no ordinary household maid. No. You are Mr. Garrett's lucky bride. You are Mrs. Garrett herself.
oh my word!
This is nothing more than a kink that you guys are doing.
Well, jolly fine deducting, sir. As you might rightly surmise, this is the wife. Yes, my Joan. Rather let herself go, you might say, but she was a bally cockerbacker.
It would appear that you don't live in the most comfortable of circumstances. After all, you are a retired military man, yet you are in the business of renting out rooms. It would assume, therefore, you have insufficient means to employ a maid. Would that be correct?
That's not right, I tell you. I was second lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment. A man in his pride, don't you know? My golly, it's a sorry thing when a chap can't even afford to have a single maid in his employ.
Yes, here in London one is rather judged. A household cannot be considered worthy of society if it employs no staff at all. Though, in my considered opinion, such concerns about appearances are a folly. You mean Mr. Garrett has his wife work as his maid? Precisely. Am I right, Mr. Garrett?
Only in company, obviously. But listen here, this must remain a secret. Tip-top secret, please.
A raging wife of Mr. Garrett. 2. The aftermath. Now, Mr. Garrett, it is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress that loss has caused you is veritably tangible. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm. Mr. Sholmes is quite something. He's still calling Mr. Garrett's wife a beast. Yes, as a woman, that feels rather uncomfortable. But Mr. Garrett is standing beside her husband as we speak. Mrs. Garrett is standing by her husband. In other words, she hasn't lost his beloved after all, has he? Oh, how true. So perhaps that supporting arm that seems to be propping up his head. is some other significance. According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Gyarados' pain is tangible, though. What could that pose of his really signify? Oh, the slap mark that he has. Oh my, look at that bright red mark. Gosh, that's quite something, and clearly made by somebody's hand. Yes, Mr. Gyarados has been slapped on the face, it seems. Hard. I've never seen such a clearly defined mark. Whoever could have done such a thing? Well, that's a very limited number of candidates, I'd say.
Take that!
Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel being revealed by that slapped cheek. And of course, the deliverer of that impressive mark on your cheek that refuses to fade. Was you, Madam Joanne Garrett... Joanne, I don't know why I added the end there. Madam Joan Garrett.
Well, yes.
You have been desperate to hide the slap mark on your cheek, sir. Gah!
How the blazes did you work that out, man?
Nothing escapes the notice of one trained in the art of observation, my dear fellow. That's why you haven't looked directly at us even once. To keep the other side from view.
Well,
Now, let us proceed to the next conundrum. Why were you subjected to such a violent slap? In other words, we must ask ourselves what caused Madame Garrett to fly into a rage. And we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, it is the pile of bills that has given us rise to the pain you suffer. Didn't Mr. Sholmes say the bills are all for lion fodder? Yes, but now we've established that the lion never existed. Which could only mean that the thing responsible for gobbling up all that food was Mr. Gyarados' wife. Mr. Naruhodo, she's a person, not a thing. Yes, well, she's also a person who gave her husband a mighty slap around the face. One so hard that it left a perfect hand mark, in fact. Yes, why would a woman want to hit her husband with such force, I wonder? I'd love to know the answer to that question. Oh. It's not this. I saw the kiss mark on the card. Oh dear, this plate has been smashed to pieces, and nobody seems inclined to tidy up the mess. Perhaps it's some sort of high art? Really, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, anyone who has a cannon on display in their living room is clearly a little eccentric. Yes, let's call it eccentricity. Ah, someone must be reading this book at the moment. There's a bookmark here, look. Mr. Gyarados is an avid reader. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think this is a bookmark. Oh no, so it isn't. It's a note written in a woman's hand. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. And look next to the signature here. Lip marks, made with lipstick. Oh, what a passionate and romantic gesture. Any ideas, Sasato-san? Oh dear, I'm sorry. So this bookmark is actually a love note then. Huh.
Take that!
Yes, it's this love note that has given rise to pain you suffer. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. Passionate indeed. Perhaps the sender of this note, a certain Miss Mary, is the flying ointment here.
yeah. But I don't know the bally woman.
You don't know her?
That note wasn't written to me. It was just in the book. I don't know how it got there.
It was just in there, you say?
That's right. That's what I've been saying.
A likely story.
Now listen here, Joan, old thing. I explained at the time. I thought the book at the second-hand place, and that note must already have been in there.
So the previous owner of the book was using the note as a bookmark, you mean?
That's right. That's what I've been saying. Ah!
Unlikely story.
For heaven's sake, woman, look at the name. It's written to James. My name, in case you've forgotten, is John.
Unlikely story.
Are you questioning my name now?
And there we...
And there we have it. Arouse the suspicions of the female heart, and you unleash a beast with most ferocious bite.
Gah.
Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack.
Unimaginable?
The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I am not mistaken.
Oh, dearie me.
What could have caused such a destructive outburst?
Ah,
This time, madam, I'm afraid it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eye has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the Tower of Cakes.
but surely Mrs. Garrideb didn't eat the carpet.
No, of course not. But there doesn't seem to be any doubt that the state of disarray in that room is a result of her wild temper.
No, that's true. So, this is the last part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction that we need to fix. We need only follow Miss Garrideb's gaze, and that will tell us the real answer.
Alright, let's see what we can see.
Yes.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it's this thing here. It probably has someone's name by that. Someone's name on it. Probably has Mary's name on it. There you go. I couldn't think of it for a second there.
This is an advertising handbill for the circus. Batty's Circus. It's in a nearby park. Isn't it the same as the one we saw earlier?
The one that was folded up in Mrs. Garrideb's pocket?
Perhaps they're very great circus lovers?
It couldn't be that the Hungry Lion is somehow involved again here, could it?
Oh dear. I do hope not.
No. Alright. I mean, there's, like, the candle is on the floor next to it, and that's that.
This looks like a very old candlestick, doesn't it?
The base looks too small. Surely it's very unstable. It looks to me like even the slightest knock would make it topple over.
Oh dear. That would be dangerous.
Wait, take a closer look at this. There's one candle missing.
Yes, I didn't notice that before.
I did. It's literally on the floor, next to the burnt carpet.
Why is that, I wonder? Why is that one candle of 3 missing from its holder?
Because it's right there. The carpet here has been ripped to shreds.
Yes, and according to Mr. Sholmes' deduction, the tears match those made by an Indian lion's teeth. Exactly.
Oh, look here.
What is it?
You look closely at the edge. You can see scorch marks.
Oh, yes, so you can. In that case, perhaps the carpet wasn't eaten in the normal sense at all.
Let's rethink with this with that in mind. Wait, can I actually target the candle? No. Okay, you can't target the candle. So it is the candelabra. Okay.
Take that!
Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the candlestick. Most illuminating, my dear fellow, and of course, the only possible way out of this logical labyrinth. Yes, the remains of a ferocious attack in which the carpet was devoured are clearly visible. Indeed they are. The scorch marks at the edge clearly give the truth away.
Scorch marks?
It would appear that this room is the scene of a little marital altercation.
Oh,
Miss Garrideb's mighty arm muscles left an impression not only on her husband's face, but on the entire room. The force of her strike caused the candle to fall from the holder. In seconds, the carpet was alight, and the whole corner of the room was in flames, except if it was a woolen carpet. Wool is actually pretty fire retardant. Like, it actually resists burning a lot. Unless it was like a wool blend with something, then sure. But regular wool doesn't actually takes a little bit to light. That has a high, flashpoint's not the word, is it? Is it still the word? I know flashpoint's right for oil. Maybe it's still right for paper and everything else. Anyway.
Yes,
The most ferocious beast in the world is neither a violent lion nor a vengeful woman, but fire. And in this room, that ferocious beast bared its claws and ran amok. Eloquently put, my dear fellow. As you see, there is but one conclusion here. After the sparks and martial discord flew, this room was a scene of a fire.
Mr. Sholmes, sir, I salute you.
Dies. Carpet scorched by a small fire. Deduction complete. Elementary. Now, the book with the love note in it was one of the books that was picked up by the guy on trial in the case. So, he... And I'm going to assume the stabbed lady's name is Mary. But we don't have her name yet. Yeah, we don't have the stabbed lady's name yet.
It's these dashed long winter nights, you know. Nothing to do but read in front of the fire. Luckily, there's a jolly good second-hand bookshop just around the corner. Buy all my old novels there.
And in the pages of a particular novel, you discovered some rather illicit material. For which your wife admonished you harshly, it seems.
Don't know about admonished. Demonished might be rather closer to the mark. And beast is most certainly an apt describe.
Here we go again. And the carpet? Was that destroyed by fire when a candle fell on the floor?
Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. The whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bally thing. I was caught between the old stick's rage and the raging flames.
You painted toward picture set. One that would have been most entertaining. That is sympathy. That's sympathy for you.
Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The bally furniture started going up as well. We've had to hide the mess behind that screen for the time being.
Over
here, Mr. Garrideb. Well, you have nothing more to hide now, if you will allow me.
And all my favorite novels in that case. But as soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh, up in smoke.
Gosh. Then the wife's...
And the wife started hurling things at me.
What a terrible sight it must have been.
There was I, back up against the window, under heavy enemy fire. Incendiary books coming 10 to the dozen. Worst of it is, I lost my favorite book, called The Lion's Pride.
The Lion's Pride? Ah, yes, your notorious love of big cats coming through again.
I assure you, the title didn't influence my choice in the slightest.
So the poor man really did lose something dear to him, as a result of the ferocious beast's rampage? Mr. Sholmes' deductions turned out to be correct once again. It can only be described as a great British wonder.
I tell you, it was tonal carnage. Flames everywhere, and the old stick in full fettle.
Out of interest, what time of day was this?
Not sure I can remember.
It was 2 days ago now. Let's see, around 5 o'clock, I think. So, at exactly the same time, as a terrifying incident was unfolding outside your window on the street below. Even more terrifying on the inside, I can assure you. The whole of Blightly could have been flattened outside my window at the moment, and I wouldn't have noticed a dashed thing. Oh, really? Mr. Sholmes. Yes, Mr. Naruhodo, what can I do for you? Well, I think we've got the bottom of Mr. Garrett's situation now. But what does it have to do with Mr. Natsume's circumstances? I can't help you there, I'm afraid. What? My dear fellow, if you recall, I did say as much from the outset. I warned you that, although I knew the retired army man to be hiding something, I could not be sure whether the secret would prove to be of relevance or not. I just knew you were going to say that. Oh, now, Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't lose heart. Bear in mind that all things fall into one of only two categories: those relevant to the case and those not. That makes no sense to me. Well, no matter. It is of far greater importance that you make up your mind now. Sorry? Visiting hours at the prison will soon be over. Oh no. Is it that time already? If we're able to accept Mr. Natsume's case, we have official paperwork to attend to. So that's it. More time to think. No more time to think. Perhaps you'd like to betake yourselves to bidding us farewell now. I must prepare supper for Mr. Garredib. Oh, yes. I'm so sorry. Thank you both very much for your time. Sozuki-san will be waiting for us, and I'm going to have to give him an answer. Can I... No, it won't let me look at that stuff again, but this could be something. What a miserable sight. Oh dear, but at least the whole room wasn't engulfed in flames.
Oh, I suppose so. But my old collection went up in smoke, you know. All those novels I adored so much.
Tisk, well, John, whose fault is that?
Not mine, that's for sure.
Well, whoever may or may not be to blame, I'm quite sure you can buy some new old books to replace them, can't you?
Humph. New old books? Bally nonsense.
It does sound like a contradiction in terms. But then, those two are full of contradictions. Hee, that's a couples for you, Mr. Naruhodo. Or so I've been led to believe. Okay. And I don't think the cops are gone from here yet, are they? It's time, Mr. Naruhodo. We must hurry back to the prison. Yes, I know. Let's hail a care. Oh. What's the matter? It looks like something's going on over there in front of the Garredib's house. Huh? Okay.
I know thee not, old man. Fall to thy prayers.
Who you calling, old man? Here I'm looking nimmy-pimmy.
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, that are dreamt of in your philosophy.
Who's this Horatio fella, eh? What are you on about?
Excuse me.
Hey! What the... Who are you now?
I'm sorry. I just looked as though you might have some problem here. And my associate here, Mr. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, is a lawyer, you see.
Eh? A lawyer? What?
If I can be of any assistance, I'll be happy to help. I'm from Japan, but I have studied English law.
Tch. Fine, I'll be on my way for today, but you mark my words. This ain't over yet.
Get thee to a nunnery.
Do I look like a bloomin' nun to you?
I do hope you're not injured.
Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so gentle. Thank you.
What was that all about?
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy.
I'm not Horatio either. Forgive the inquiry, sir, but are you a lodger here? In the Garrett residence?
Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so right. Yes, I do dwell in this humble abode.
Mr. Garrett had mentioned that he had another lodger, didn't he? This must be the man. Do you happen to know the other lodger who lives on the first floor?
Ah, yes, a gentleman named Natsume. Oh, more worthy a palmist in any battle of words nowhere there could be.
Sorry? Battle, did you say?
Who is the stronger, Hamlet or Macbeth? Mr. Natsume and I sparred long into the night.
I see. I don't fully understand, but it seems Mr. Natsume and this gentleman are acquaintances at least.
So, fair maiden, so good gentlemen, I can tarry here no longer. Fare thee well.
I didn't really understand him, but I think he's returned to his room. It seems he's unaware of what happened to Mr. Natsume, so he can't really help us. With Soseki-san and that man as lodgers, the Garrett house is certainly full of eccentrics. Anyway, I'll go find the carriage. Yes, I'm sure Mr. Natsume is eagerly awaiting our return. Let's hope we can get to the prison before hours are over. Oh my god. What voice was I doing for him? Alright, hold up. I actually don't remember what voice I did for him. Let's see. Okay. No, stop clicking through things. Okay. I go to yesterday's.
It's much more refined than that.
Okay. And
No, it's you. You're here. You came. Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. I can't believe you came back. I'm so touched.
we are so sorry to have kept you waiting, Mr. Natsume.
Oh, no. Think nothing of it. Relax. If I were a cat, I would purr the pleasure at the company of such fine compatriots. Noble, nurturing, never failing Nimponese.
Okay, now, let's not get carried away. Oh, I quite agree. There is nothing more reassuring than the familiarity of one's native land. On the other hand, it is through friendship transcending international borders that one truly appreciates the facts. Such is my belief, at least.
It's you. The miserable, rotten spy, Herlock Sholmes.
Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing here? I have no intention of doing anything per se, save observing, for of course. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? Well, having encountered some curious reading material in that gloomy room, and having unmasked the secret identity of that eccentric pair, I decided I should drop in on my way home to see how our divested friend is faring.
Gloomful room.
At least your accommodation here offers a window, my dear fellow. In that case, it is a superior option. Anyway, I must commend you on your taste in books. My day has been delightful and cost me not a penny.
Ah, you! How dare you, Herlock Sholmes? Ugh. I've had it. I'm through. I'm at the end of my rope. I should never have come to Great Britain. It was a terrible mistake. Haunted by spirits in those accursed lodgings. No doubt my luck will be accursed in tomorrow's trial as well. My whole life is bedamned.
What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo? He mentioned that once before, didn't he? That his lodgings were cursed, I mean? And there is much truth in Mr. Mustache's words. What? Cursed is a wholly appropriate description, I would say. For the man's lodgings are indeed for tomorrow's trial. What's that supposed to mean? Aha, present him. We found this receipt in your room, Mr. Natsume.
That's right. I went out to buy some new old books.
Isn't that a contradiction in terms? And it was on your way back into the room that you saw the woman being stabbed.
She's dead, I thought to myself. She's dead. My mind went completely blank. Before I knew it, I was back in my room, trembling like a leaf.
The bookworm hoping to worm his way out of a bad situation. Mr. Naruhodo, please do be careful not to think such disparaging thoughts. How would you possibly know? Mr. Natsume, what did you mean by what you said just now? About the trial tomorrow being cursed?
Oh no, why? Why are you looking so grave? You're making me nervous. I was just getting carried away, that's all. I didn't mean anything by it.
Oh, I see. I really agitated him.
You don't mean the trial really is cursed somehow?
Are you referring to the prosecutor, the Reaper of the Bailey?
The Reaper? Oh no, what do you mean? Please tell me. Summarize it succinctly in 16 salient words.
No defendant has ever survived a trial in which the Reaper stands for the prosecution. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Ever.
Oh my goodness! Can it really be true? That was 16 words exactly.
Yesterday, Mr. Naruhodo successfully defended someone against the Reaper. But then, after the trial was over, the defendant passed away in unusual circumstances. Mr. McGilded.
What?
Ah, I'm impressed, Mr. Sato. You have an eye for detail. Actually, the Lord Chief Justice told us. Mr. Sholmes. Surely it can't be that having failed to have having accused the convicted, Lord Van Zeeks killed the man himself.
Oh no, he couldn't have surely.
Oops, I didn't mean to hit that. You have some wonderful notions. Sorry? The man isn't a mass murderer. He's a court prosecutor, my dear fellow. And a vampire, so he's killed a lot of people. He might actually be a mass murderer.
Oh yes? Why, of course he is. Of course he is. Then why are you trying to scare me?
It should be said, however, that the real truth about the man is even more terrifying than your hypothesis. Huh? What on earth do you mean by that? Van Zeeks is quite an exceptional man. However, in London court of law, exceptional does not equate to winning every case without exception.
That's good.
Sosuke-san looks like he's going to cry tears of joy. As you are no doubt aware, in a British criminal trial, there is both a judge and a jury. The judge officiates based on the letter of the law, whilst the jury offers public opinion and common sense. It is an excellent system, whereby the defendant's guilt is considered from several points of view. However, public opinion in particular is somewhat easily manipulated. Right. Criminals and corrupt lawyers, for that matter, can use it to their advantage. By any means at their disposal, contriving evidence, calling impostors as witnesses, and so on. By such underhanded means, those who would want to are able to sway the jury. Which means that even in the light of irrefutable evidence, the prosecution can fail. But it means the wrong verdict can be passed. And sadly, it's time from time, my dear madam, that is simply the reality of the situation. And that's alright. However, those indicted by Lord Van Zieks cannot escape justice. Their fate is sealed. Oh my. Though the adjudication may seem to leave the courtroom with their freedom, within months they are all disappear. It is most striking.
Disappear? But how?
Ah, by all manner of misfortune, sir. Perhaps they are trampled under a passing carriage. Perhaps they fall into the Thames and drown. Perhaps they are suddenly overcome by a raging fever. Perhaps attacked by a highwayman.
Oh, no.
All examples of the reality of the events here in London, I'm afraid, Mr. Naruhodo.
Nah, I knew it. I'm a dead dodo, done for, doomed.
When you said accursed lodgings before, you were referring to your room at Mr. McGarrett's house, I assume. Do you mean to say you believe the place is cursed?
It's been a year now since I came to Great Britain, but I'd only been in London a week before I started to notice strange things myself.
That didn't take long then.
Everywhere I looked, there were foreign faces staring at me, laughing behind my back. I was sure people were talking about me. I started to become nervous and stopped going outside. They were always staring at me all the time, from dawn till dusk. So I shut myself away in my room, but even that didn't help. The fear wouldn't go away.
You must have been very lonely, having been away from your homeland for such a long time.
I had to move a number of times, most recently to the room on Briar Road a week ago now.
Yes, why did you choose there? It seems a little inconvenient.
The rent is cheap. I have so little money, it appealed to me straight away. Of course, I asked why it was affordable. The landlord just simpered and said, "The room is cursed." Whoops. He quickly tried to cover his mistake, but it was too late. So I told him, "If you have something to say, then say it. But if not, don't mention it in the first place."
Yes, well said.
But it was true. It was all true.
You mean the room really is cursed then?
Ever since I moved to that windowless hellhole. My sleep has been plagued with nightmares. I awake feeling as though I'm being choked to death. In my waking hours, people are stabbed in front of me as I walk down the street. I'm branded a killer, thrown in prison. Nobody wants to know me. I'm surrounded by scary, sinister spirits. If only there was someone, just one person on my side. And no one finds it in his or her heart to believe me. Really, no one at all.
Alright, so him not being able to sleep and having nightmares and barely being able to breathe, that's because there's gas in his room. Okay. So gas is leaking and he literally is going back to the gas leak. I really need to make myself some sound clips out of that fucking Space Ghost episode. This shit shows up so many times. This shit shows up so many fucking times, I swear to God. Alright, I want to get a drink and I'll be right back. I'm thirsty. The 4 hours of doing this yesterday are taking its toll even today. I needed that drink. Actually, I'm gonna have one more sip. To believe. Yes, to believe. Mr. Sholmes. Ah, me, Mr. Naruhodo. Pray, what can I do for you? It's about the case in the SS Buria. If you recall... The Buria. The Buria. Ah, that case. The one with the snake. Well, yes. At the time, I was a suspect, but you believed in me and listened to my side of the story. And you helped us to investigate. I did I? Interesting. What I want to know is... why? Why did you believe me? I see, yes, you mean... because you were a grimly dressed, shady Eastern fellow found with the victim in a locked room. Okay, so... one thing that I can see here is there has apparently been lots of cases in which Herlock Sholmes has been the headliner, and he has made lots of deductions, and he's been correct, and assumably he's been getting the correct people in these cases. However, every time he does a deduction around us, he gets it wrong. So my guess is he's purposely messing up his deductions around us because he's trying to get us to use our deduction sense to do it as well. Otherwise, the only option would be that every other person in prison was his fault. And he keeps getting the wrong culprits thrown in prison. or whatever else he's doing for doing it. Because every other time his deductions seem to be spot on. Except when he's around us. So either it's a gameplay contrivance, and it's just happening just because they needed to put a gameplay reason in here, or he's literally doing it trying to guide us this entire time because he sees our oh god, the words escaping my brain. He sees our promise. Well, if you like, yes. I'm a little surprised that the answer requires explanation, my dear fellow. It's quite simple, really. You said I didn't do it. But I could have been lying. Surely you must have had your doubts. You must have suspected me a little. I think perhaps you have misunderstood. I neither recall believing in you, nor in that which you were telling me. What? You see, the only thing I believe in are those I choose to believe in. What? What did you mean, Mr. Sholmes? I make up my own mind about what to believe and what is not. If I should like to believe in something, I do. The circumstances can hang as far as I am concerned. But I could have betrayed your trust. In that case, I should have made an elementary error of judgment, nothing more. Betrayal of trust is an overused excuse, in my opinion. Meaning? Whether or not one should trust another is the final analysis down to oneself. It is a matter of whether or not one can trust oneself.
Yes, he's right. He's right. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
Whether or not I can believe myself? A defense lawyer is only as good as his faith in the client. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself. You were so right, Kazuma. Well, my dearest fellows, it is time we are leaving, I believe.
Already?
Visiting hours are over. The guard will be here shortly to escort us out. There is a restaurant near here that serves. There is a restaurant near here that serves excellent trout. Would you care to join me?
Oh dear, there is never enough time, is there?
Mr. Natsume, if you'd like, in the trial tomorrow, I'd be happy to represent you.
Huh? I, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
As I said, I only experienced the British courtroom for the first time yesterday, and although the man I was representing was found not guilty, I lost sight of something crucial.
Something crucial?
What to believe in. The defendant, justice, or the truth. How to believe, even. But I think I finally worked it out. I decided I must believe in myself above all else, to trust my instincts.
Yes, Mr. Naruhodo.
And my instincts are telling me that you, Mr. Natsume, are innocent of this crime. And that imperative that we prove that, and it's imperative that we prove that in court.
Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
I will fight for your innocence until the bitter end, with every weapon available to me. So I hope you'll permit me to represent you tomorrow.
As I said when we first met, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who will listen to me in my native tongue.
Of course, Mr. Natsume. It would be fair to say, Mr. Naruhodo, that your mind was, in many ways, made up from the outset. You merely needed the events of today to fully realize it. Yes, I think you're right about that. It's been a roundabout journey, but I got there in the end. Miss Sasato,
Yes?
would you be willing to stand by my side tomorrow and help me in court?
Absolutely. As I said this morning, you may consider me your personal judicial assistant.
The shocking events of yesterday's trial still weigh heavily on my mind. But it's time to stop looking backwards. Cosmo believed in me. Mr. Sholmes believes in me now, too. So it's time. Time that I learned to believe in myself. Susuke-san has no one. He's all alone. So it's my job to help him. To fight in his corner. Tomorrow, in the courtroom. With all the strength I can muster. To be continued. Oh, also, Mouse has apparently been here. Whoop. Alright, good. They're actually doing a examination and a trial all in one go. That's very nice. That's what I've been waiting for, a full-on case. Well, I never expected this. Who'd have thought we'd be back here again so soon?
We are on a study tour of Great Britain with the intention of learning the country's legal practices. In order to research the latest court procedures here, we need as much court experience as possible.
Well, yes, I suppose that's true, but for the person in the dock, it may well be his or her one and only time in court, and it could be a life-changing. In which case, treating it as a research may seem a little crass.
Oh, when you put it like that, you're quite right.
Good morning. Ah, Mr. Natsume. Good morning.
Oh dear, are you alright? Your eyes are terribly bloodshot. 'Tis the early bird catches the worm, as they say here in Britain.
Yes, I've heard that expression.
But I really don't want to catch a worm. So I tried desperately not to wake up early, but I was so worried I couldn't catch a wink. And now I'm absolutely exhausted as a result.
Do all literary people take things so literally?
Thank you for putting your faith in us today, Mr. Natsume. I wish I had 9 lives. My whole future hangs in the balance. I'm too terrified to tremble.
Really? Because I can see tremors on the floor.
I can't do this. I can't take it. Although, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
Yeah?
I caught a glimpse of the public gallery as I walked by the courtroom. It looked like the opening night of the opera. There were so many people. I had no idea my case was such a notorious affair here in London.
Oh, neither did I. Do you know why that might be, Miss Sasato?
I'm sorry, Mr. Naruhodo, but I have no idea.
So that all-knowing look on your face is just coincidence then, is it?
Don't hide the truth from me. It's because of the Reaper, isn't it?
Lord Van Zeeks? Is that right, Mrs. Sato? I purchased as many different newspapers as I could find this morning, and yes, Lord Van Zeeks is on the front page of every one. I knew it. Sometime after the prosecutor was dubbed the Reaper of the Bailey, he stopped appearing in court, it seems. He's been several years now, in fact, until the day before yesterday. Yes, Inspector Gregson told us something similar, didn't he? The trial 2 days ago marked Lord Van Zeek's return to the courtroom after a very long hiatus. The trial of Magnus McGilded. Ugh, what a harrowing experience that was. I believe that appearance made even greater waves here in the capital than today's. But we wouldn't have realized, of course, having only just arrived in the country. Why is the Reaper back in the Bailey so soon, for what appears to be a mundane murder? That's the question the papers are asking, and they're also speculating various answers. Mundane? Mundane? It's the most significant saga of the century to some of us. Oh dear, I meant no offense, Mr. Natsume, but that is how the papers are describing it. Well, at least we can forget the fact that I could spark an international incident. Obviously, the reappearance of this infamous prosecutor has caught people's attention. But there's another blatant similarity with the trial 2 days ago. Yes, I agree. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. It's you. Me? Well, I suppose that's true.
Both times it is you who stands against the legendary prosecutor. It can only mean that you're friends with the Reaper.
Please, don't rub shoulders with Deathbringers. I'm afraid that there's really no one other explanation. It could only be another example, Mr. Hodo, of your uncommon bad luck. Thanks for that.
No, this is just my luck. Why must I be represented by a man with such frail fortune? By the least lucky lawyer alive.
Well, that last word didn't have L to start, but whatever. That it was your misfortune, Miss Natsume, who asked me to represent you. Mr. Natsume, that asked you to represent me. Yes, it's true that I'm just a student, new to London with little in the way of experience or skills, or luck. But I promise you this. I will fight in your corner until the bitter end, and I will believe in you, Mr. Natsume.
No benevolent locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
You're not alone here with us, Mr. Natsume. Whatever happens, we'll always be on your side.
No benevolent non-locum assistant, Miss Mikatoba Esquire-S. I am in your debt forever. I shall never forget this great kindness for as long as I live.
Mr. Natsume, counsel for the defense. Court in session is about to begin. Go and make your way into the courtroom at once.
All right then, Mr. Natsume. It's time. Let's go.
Yes. Yes.
This is it. My second appearance in British courtroom. And my second trial against the Reaper. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. Because this time, I won't let my faith waver. I'll believe in my client to the last. Just like you believed in me. I believe I can do this now. I'm ready for this fight. 20th February, 10 a.m., the Old Bailey courtroom. However... Oh shit, we've got... Ah, okay.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session.
And I hereby declare that this stream is over. I am going to go back to the title. We are going to save. If I go into this next step of the trial, each step of the trial tends to be about maybe 2 hours of reading. And I do not have another 2 hours in me at the moment of reading this. So we will be picking back up again tomorrow around the same time. we will be either A, doing the first part of this and the second part of this. Unless there's only 2 parts, then we'll be maybe finishing this. I don't know. I don't know how many parts of this one are having a trial, so we'll have to see. But anyway, I'll be back again tomorrow. Well, I'm going to continue playing this because I'm really interested in the story, and I like doing it a lot. So yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Back to so far, I'm keeping up my streak. I've been streaming since last Monday, and I've been streaming every single day since. So I'm trying to keep my promise of more streams this year. Like I said, back on like a normal schedule. So I'm hoping to keep up as much as I possibly can. Anyway, thank you all for watching, everyone.